Ah!
What's going on, guys? Havoc back with another video, and so I'll go ahead and show you guys some more Clash Royale gameplay. So in today's video we have a small Clash Royale leak that has to do with the balance changes we always get, and every time it gets leaked it's almost always true. So yeah, now before we get into the video and the news, let's go ahead and try and get 250 likes on this video. I really do appreciate likes and comments. They always help me out a ton. So I should probably mention that this was translated from Russian because it came from Opega Studio, a well-known source that leaks literally every update since the beginning of time. I'm sure you guys hear me say Opega Studio in every video, so it's kind of getting boring now, but yeah, I always have to credit the people that I got the information from. So some of it may not make sense because of the translation, but I'll try and kind of guess what everything is. The ones that don't make sense, I'll leave it for the end of the video, and the ones that actually make sense, I'll say them first. So with that being said, the first one is going to be the baby dragon. He's going to be getting a attack speed reduction from 1.6 to 1.5. Also, the damage will be decreased by 5%. Now, I don't know about this one. I thought he was already kind of slow and weak in terms of damage to begin with, but I also do hate when he goes ahead of my tank or takes my whole barbarian squad out. So maybe that's what they're trying to achieve, but I still kind of am iffy about this one. I don't think he's OP, and I don't think he's a very used card. I mean, the only time I probably see the baby dragon being used is with golem decks, and that's not really too often. The next one is the bomb tower's range increased to 6.5 tiles. I don't actually see the bomb tower being used above 3,500, so maybe this is going to help, or maybe not. I don't really think the bomb tower's range is the problem here. I think it has to do with the little damage it does to tanks. But I do kind of see where having a range increase can help in spawner deck situations. Maybe it will make it so that the goblin is hit before he can throw an arrow. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I don't think the bomb tower's range will affect many people above Arena 9 because simply it's just not used. The next one is going to be the giant skeleton. It says here the bomb will explode sooner, and by sooner it will now take only 2 seconds, whereas previously it took a massive 3 seconds. Yes, massively, because trust me, 3 and 2 seconds in a game are really noticeable. I always thought the explosion time was a bit slow, but I also don't see why they aren't fixing the bomb affecting air troops. Bomb drops, and even if there's 100 barbarians and 100 minions, it will affect all the troops next to it. I'm not complaining though, since I rarely see anyone using him above Arena 9. Nobody really carries him in the decks, and I think it has to do with him being easily distracted and his slow paced walk. Next up we have is the Inferno Tower, and for this one, the recharge time has increased to 1.6 seconds. I kind of see why now, because the Inferno Tower is used to counter Lava Hounds and Golem decks that everyone hates. But then again, why make it worse? The only reason everyone carries the Inferno Tower is because the Golem and the Lava Hound is an annoying tank to deal with, and every other building card does little to nothing to these tanks. So the Inferno Tower is your only really ideal option if you want to counter these tanks really easily. Of course, you can counter the Golem with barbarians or skeletons, or with the Lava Hound you can drop minions or whatever, but it's not the same as using an Inferno Tower. I personally don't use the Inferno, but I'll have to disagree with this balance change here because I don't think it's OP. I think it's just about right. Next up is the poison damage increased by a massive 15%. To be honest, I don't know why. I thought they recently made this spell worse, and now they're reviving it again. 15% is a huge increase, and I think it will definitely make people use the giant and poison spell combos again. Next up is the Sparky. Attack speed is reduced by 10% and health reduced by 5%. Now, we all know the Sparky can be OP sometimes, but I think Supercell just killed the Sparky here. The Sparky is a bit easy to take out with today's meta because of the Mega Minion and the Lightning spell. I don't use a Sparky today, but I have before, and it was only for a short period of time because people were taking him out really easily. Like I said, the Sparky can be OP, just can sometimes, but it certainly isn't OP, and I don't see why it's going to be made worse. Next is going to be the Dark Prince. His shield health is now going to have a massive 30% increase, which is completely insane. His shield will now feel like an actual shield and will probably be used more because of that. Although I do think he is still easily distracted like the Prince, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to be OP, just used more. So now for the cars that I couldn't really make sense of, we have the Cemetery, the Ball, Skeletons, and Bomb. It says right here the Bomb will have attack speed reduced to 1.8 instead of 1.9. But I don't really know what the Bomb is. Next is the Skeletons. I know what the Skeletons are, but the changes are a bit unclear. It says here, them again 4. Yes, them again 4. I don't really know what that means again, but next is the Ball. The health for the Ball is going to be increased by 5%. Again, no idea what the Ball is, but you have to understand this was translated, so maybe words got messed up while translating. And finally, the last one is going to be the Cemetery. I don't know if this is the graveyard, but I have a feeling, and if it is, the creation of skeletons will now be increased by a huge 30% and radius decreased to 4. Now, if this is indeed the graveyard spell, I don't know what to say. This is going to be OP. The radius decrease, it's not going to do much, trust me, but you know, the 30% increase in skeletons, that's pretty huge, and to be honest, the graveyard spell today is a little bit OP if you use it right, and I don't see why they're going to be making it a little bit better if it's already OP sometimes. But this is only a leak, and some of these changes may be different, so next week we may see that the graveyard spell was increased to only 10% or something like that. So everything is subject to change and it's still early information, and yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please rate, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Tell me what you guys think below in the comment section. If you YouTube. See y'all on the next one. Peace.